We're live.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our September 11th meeting. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Let's just confirm for the record that we do have quorum.
Confirmed.
All right. Thank you so much. So, following our agenda, let's recognize any guests who are among us.
I do not believe we have any guests, Dr. Shockley, because we do not have anybody signed up for public comment.
Okay, all right. Well, then that helps us move past the public comment component, except we do want to recognize the comments from me and Steph that we received in written form. And hopefully you all have had time to review the comments on Comar 13A 120402. That was the licenses for specialist comments. So hopefully you all have had time to review that comment. And thank you to Mensa for composing and sharing that comment. We always appreciate public comment. And let's see, I don't see Hannah yet. So, or a representative. So we can move along the agenda to approval of August meeting minutes. The minutes of the last meeting were distributed. And please get those out on your devices or if you printed them out and let us know if there are any corrections. And if so, please raise your actual hand or your Zoom hand so we can recognize you for any corrections. I wanted to share, speaking of Hannah, that I believe on the minutes that her last name is spelled wrong. I believe she spells her last name with an E.
It should be Oakley.
EY, correct. And I think it's LY on the minute. So that's one correction. Do we have any other corrections? Okay. Hearing none, the minutes stand approved as corrected. Okay, I still don't see Hannah. All right. Let's move to our communications update. I will see if there are communications update from our members before I mention. Debbie, were you? No? Okay. Okay, go ahead, Kelly.
I'm gonna put Miss Spain on the spot because I believe that she does have a communications update.
And and I'm so sorry. Like it's the volume is so low. That's why you're seeing me kind of strain my eye. It's me. It's something with my and I've been trying to work on the settings. But I can hear you, but it's very low. So I've been trying to that's what I've been doing. I'm a little unfocused. Sorry. I will be leaving the board after the November meeting. I tried to stay through till December, but I will not be able to attend that one. I have really enjoyed working on this board. I've learned more than I thought I would learn about regulations. But no, it's been a really, I think I've been 5.5 years, and I am going to step down now, and I wish you all the best. But I will be attending October and November's meetings, so you'll see me there, and hopefully my speaker system will be working by then.
Thank you so much for
Sure.
sharing that news. We are happy for you and sad for us, but we appreciate that information. Thank you so much for your contributions and your service to the board. And I'm so happy that you're going to join October and November so we can see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. One other update that I want to share. Our letter that we drafted together and edited, we did receive a joint response from the State Board and the AIB around that letter, and our request for more information on the data term is teacher leavers, but we, with the insight of this board, expanded that to just all educators in our state. Thank you for that addition. And so we'll make sure that you get the letter via email today. So I wanted to share that update. And then Kelly.
I actually do have a really exciting announcement that I'm very happy to share with this board, and that is on Tuesday, the 9th, the Maryland Apprenticeship and Training Council registered an MSDE sponsored teacher registered apprenticeship program. So we now formally have that program in the state, and we will be working with our LEA partners. We have so far 2 partners that have signed on along with their local unions. MSEA has been very supportive in this process and has provided a letter of support for us formally. And so we are extremely excited about the work ahead of us. And for those LEAs that are on the call, if you have not yet talked to our office and are interested in joining that apprenticeship program, please call me or email me and we will set something up right away.
Thank you for that wonderful news, Kelly. Okay, all right. Any other communications updates? Please note the celebratory responses. Okay. All right. If not, we do have Hannah with us, and so we are going to move back to our state board updates. Hannah, we're going to turn it over to you now.
Good morning, everyone. So I believe you all, I was a little late in getting the summary of actions to you all from August, but I believe you all have those. So I'll run through those and then do a little preview of what's to come for September. We have our Education Policy Committee meeting next week on the 18th, and then our rebranded Education Transformation and Finance Committee is now the Strategy and Operations Committee, and that first meeting will happen September 24th. So it's a little bit of a different cadence just for this month. But for a wrap up of August, we published a suite of multilingual learner COMAR. Those are the Seal of Biliteracy, some language access COMAR, and then programs for multilingual learners. So those are now have been adopted. We also saw a presentation, kind of a definitely a full presentation, but we will hit it again in September. We saw the 2024-25 MCAP results. So we got about an hour's worth of presentation on that in August, and we will have another hour's worth of about an hour's worth of kind of a deeper dive based on board members' questions on the MCAP results for at our September joint meeting with AIB. So AIB board members will also be able to see that presentation as well. In August, we adopted a resolution on cell phone use, student cell phone use in schools that just communicated, of course, it's non-binding, but it just communicated the board's kind of where the board, what the board's approach is on this issue going into the start of the school year, and really kind of reminding LEAs of the task force guidance that MSDE put forth earlier this spring, and really just encouraging them to follow and use some of that guidance as they revisit or reassess their own policies. We approved the final tranche of MSDE's updated strategic plan outcome metrics. I know there are plans in the work to kind of build that out into a dashboard of sorts, and that is going to be definitely part of the board strategy and operations work, is going to be really engaging with those outcome metrics and tracking those over the course of the years. We also recognized our Green Room in School nominees and adopted some revisions to the social studies framework and standards that had come before the board, I believe, in July. So we adopted some revisions to those. We also had our normal kind of suite of opinions and orders. Happy to answer any questions there. And then looking to September, the morning will be a joint AIB state board meeting, and then the afternoon portion will just be the board So relevant to this group, during the joint AIB portion, we will be looking at a revised career ladder policy. We will be looking at additional aligned metrics and strategic plan outcomes. So kind of having the two boards talk to each other about their respective strategic plans and kind of the statewide aligned metrics. We will, as I said, do a deeper dive into the MCAP data. We will hear from AIB on their legislative session proposals. And I think this will just be coming to the Strategy and Operations Committee this month on September 24th, but we will get a kind of overview of the HQIM, high quality instructional materials, survey results that went out to LEAs earlier this summer, late spring. So we will kind of see what the landscape looks like across the state there. And then for the Education Policy Committee and then the full board, we have quite the COMAR agenda ahead of us. So we will be publishing the PE standards for public comment. And then relevant to this board, we have Pathway to Teacher Licensure. That is just going out for public comment. We are adopting the CTE program, programs of study and core standards for about 40 plus CTE programs of study. We are adopting, which is exciting, our students at risk of reading difficulties. So that's kind of bringing in the science of reading and bringing that into our COMAR. And then we are adopting the criteria for disqualification of substitutes and as well as the issuance and types of licenses, licenses for specialists, licenses for administrators and supervisors, those as well as disciplinary actions and denials. I believe we might also be, Kelly, I might be wrong on this, but we might be adopting the kind of middle school social studies licensure assessment. I believe that's also coming to the board for adoption. And then this, of course, September is the month that the board votes on and it approves the FY27 budget that will go to the governor for consideration as he's building out his own budget. So it's a big month for the board. And so I'm happy to take any questions, comments from you all.
Thank you, Hannah. Let's see if we have any questions. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, yes, go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I was just curious what the state board's initial take on the MCAP results is. I know that's a big question, but
That is a very big question. And I think you would find probably 12 different takes on it. I know Dr. Wright and Dr. Michael have spoken about the kind of slow but steady progress that we're seeing. You know, we are seeing increases, and I think we're still holding and pushing to see kind of bigger and bigger, of course. But I would point you back to, I just don't want to speak for all of our members. And I think we had pretty universal engagement on that presentation with their kind of comments as well as what further analysis they wanted to see. And so I think we will definitely have a clearer picture after our assessment and accountability team kind of digs in and does that next layer of analysis for the board at September. But yes, I don't want to speak for all of our board members because there was such this was an item of a lot of engagement.
I'm sure. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Hannah, thank you as always. We appreciate your brief overview and also when you elaborate for us. It's always so helpful. Thank you for your time very much.
Of course, thank you. It was great to be with you all.
Okay. All right. Okay. And now we will move to our review board overview. Kelly and Sean.
Kelly, all right, if I just take it away?
Absolutely, go ahead.
So this morning, it's my understanding we'll be electing our review board as we are annually supposed to do. We generally haven't done it in the past because we haven't had a lot of cases, but we actually had a case that we thought might have been a review board issue. It didn't end up getting there in the last maybe month or so. And it prompted us to look again at our statutes and regulations and realize this is something we should be electing for a 1-year term annually. But just to explain what the review board generally does, it's a 5-member board of this body, and one member of which is Kelly as the superintendent's designee. The other members being a local board member, 2 of the public school teacher members, and 1 teacher education faculty member, that all serve 1-year terms to review appeals of rulings that come from MSDE licensure staff. So when the Division of Educator Effectiveness makes a decision with regard to an educator's license, a final decision, and that educator then challenges whatever that decision is, this is different than disciplinary action, denial, suspensions, or revocations of licensure, but something else related to the license that doesn't fall into that disciplinary action category. If the educator challenges that action, our PSTEB review board will review that appeal, hear evidence from both that educator and MSD's Division of Educator Effectiveness, and ultimately will make recommendations to the board as a whole as to whether MSDE properly applied its regulations based on the evidence presented. So that review board that subset of this board will make that recommendation to the board as a whole. There will be 1 member of the 5 that's appointed to be the liaison between the review board and the board as a whole, and will give those recommendations. And once that is done, the board as a whole will vote on how to resolve the appeal. So it's a very, I guess the right word is niche issue. I think in my time with the board, I've seen it convened, or I've seen us have 1 appeal that ended up not having jurisdiction before this board. So it is, and I think in the last 10 years, it's probably been convened maybe twice at most. So it is a rarity, but it is something that statutorily it's best that we convene anyway in the event that we do get an appeal. And then I guess the last piece I'll just add is with regard to the how we select members. In reviewing relevant statutes, regulations, and bylaws, there is no explicit authority on how the board should conduct this selection of review board members. So it can be done in any way that is permissible under Robert's Rules of Order. My suggestion, and it's like I said, it's up to the pleasure of the board, but my suggestion would probably be to ask for nominations for those specific spots we need to fill. If we only have the number of nominees for the equivalent spots, then if we can simply just do a voice vote or unanimous consent in favor of those individuals and be done. If we have more nominees than spots, then we can simply vote affirmatively or in opposition to each individual member. And of those members who have a majority in favor, those nominees who have a majority of votes in favor, we would just fill spots in the order of the most votes on down. And if there's a tie, we revote. So And I'm
Oh.
happy to answer questions if there are any.
Okay, so are there any board members who have a different suggestion outside of what Sean has offered in terms of following Robert's Rule of Order, Robert Rules of Order, and then accepting nominations? And if those nominations meet the same number of slots filled, then we can, I guess, vote on them still and move forward. And then if they exceed, then we would have a voice. We would still have, I think you said have a voice vote, right, Sean?
So if
Oh, fill the
we
spot
have yeah, if we have more nominees than positions, we would simply vote on each nominee.
in favor
Uh,
of a
and those with those who have a majority in favor would be considered. We would start filling positions by the most votes and go on down. And if there's a tie, we would then have to revote.
Okay. In terms of process, because there is language around the number of slots per category, do you suggest that we start with the categories and then move down? It seems that way we are
That makes
also,
sense to me.
and we have a question, I think. Dr. Allen, where's your hand up?
Nope, I think it was just clarified.
All right.
So can you just repeat I guess the categories?
The categories.
Slots?
So
Yes.
it's Kelly as the superintendent's designee is one member. The local board of education member is the second member. So am I correct? That's Dr. Bolson. Oh, sorry. Who's our local board member?
Ms. Yoho.
Miss Yoho, I apologize. And as a Frederick resident, I apologize to you, Miss Yoho. As someone who, not that I ever would reveal my vote, but as a supporter of yours, I am deeply ashamed. Um, uh, so Miss Yoho, I don't know why I was getting superintendents confused. Miss Meadows are two of our 5 review board members already. That leaves 2 public school teacher member spots and 1 teacher education faculty member spot.
And the public school member spot could be filled by any of the representatives, right, on behalf of those organizations. Is that right?
Correct, as long as they are a public school teacher member.
Okay. All right. So why don't we start with taking nominations from individuals who qualify as public school educators, and we can have those nominations. All right. Melissa?
I'd like to nominate Nikki Woodward.
Are we following where someone has to accept their nomination, or Nikki, do you accept the nomination? Dr. Woodward, pardon me. You accept. I read your lips. Okay. Thank you. All right. Other nominations, we do have 2 options. I see Josh's actual hand, and then Kim. Go ahead.
Do they have to be, the nominations have to be seconded?
Oh, thank you. Yes, they do. I was just gonna do them all and then,
Oh, okay.
but no, we're gonna follow with your suggestion, Josh. Okay, so we have a nomination on the floor, but it was not a motion on the floor. So, Melissa, do you want to make it a motion and then we would second that?
Sure. I move the nomination of Dr. Nikki Woodward.
All
I
right.
second.
All right, it has been moved and properly seconded that Dr. Nikki Woodward be considered as a nominee for this review board, and she has already consented. All right, so I guess we need to vote on that, right?
We can. I would say I would continue to get nominees and seconds, and then we can vote on each
On
the
everybody.
members as a whole. Yeah, once we know the slate.
All right, thank you. Okay, so that's what we'll do. All right, and so Josh, was your hand up for a nomination or just for points of clarification for the process?
Well, I was going to put myself out there if that would be.
Okay, we have Josh Davidson, and assuming that you accept the nomination for that. So Josh, you want to make that a formal motion?
I move that I be added as a nominee to the review board.
All right.
Second.
Okay. Thank you. It has been moved and properly seconded for Josh Davidson to also be considered for the review board under the local public school teacher category. Kim, your hand was up.
Good morning. I wanted to move to nominate myself for the local board.
All right. Okay, so do we have a second?
Seconded.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly seconded that Kimberly Moore also be added to the slate for review board appointments under the public school teacher category. Any more nominations? Okay. A little bit more teacher wait time. Dr. Taylor,
Yes.
did
I move that the nominations be closed
thank you. I didn't hear
for
you.
the 3 candidates.
Okay. I think we still need a second on that, even though it's not about.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly seconded. The nominations are now closed for the public school teacher category under the review board appointment slate of nominees. Sean, is this where you recommend that we vote per candidate since we have more than slates? And do you think we should do a voice vote or do an electronic vote?
I would say if this is I do agree that we should vote now on each of the candidates one at a time. I do think
Go to the next category.
well, no, I would say let's go ahead and vote on these now, because this might be a little bit tricky in the sense that it's going to be. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that there's gonna be a majority in favor for probably all 3 candidates in this situation. So it's really gonna come down to the quantity of votes, the number of votes in the affirmative for each member. And I do think there's a very decent potential for a tie here in certain cases. So all that to say, as far as the logistics of voting, we do need every member's individual vote. I'll defer to the board as far as how best to do that. If there's a way to I don't know if you want to use the raise hand function to have every member on each candidate raise their hands. I don't know if you'd rather, send chat messages in the affirmative on each candidate or in the negative. I'll really leave that up to the board as far as how best to conduct the election, but we will need as long as we have each member's individual vote.
May I suggest, so officially, when we vote, for example, on board positions, I know that you and Kelly are the reviewers of those votes. So in this case, if we were to send votes similarly to that process using an electronic process, would members then send their votes suggesting that they select 2 is what I suggest to you and Kelly? Or to one of you. That's one thing. We don't have to do it that way, but that's one suggestion.
We could, if you'd like to send them all to me, that's fine. Because I don't know if you'll be able to send it to both of us. But what I would say is, rather than voting on just picking 2 members, we do have like I said, under Robert's rules, we have to go with each member individually and basically be voting on that member either affirmatively or not for the position. So that's why that's why I'm saying I think there's a decent chance that there might be some ties here, because we're gonna be voting yes or no on each individual member, and based on that, it's going to come down to we're gonna if any member gets more votes, that member is going to be filled. That member will fill the first spot, and on down the list until both spots are filled.
Okay, Dr.
Can I jump in real quick? I actually have to step away for a school meeting for my daughter, and I don't want to interrupt the vote and such, so I can just take my name out and then we'll be good to go. Because I'm going to step off.
You can step off, but I would suggest that you send your votes to Sean electronically. And
okay.
I personally don't think that's the reason to remove your name, but I'm going to leave that up to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, are you still on the slate?
Sure, I'll stay on the slate.
Okay, all right. Please
thanks.
send your votes to Sean.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay.
So with that, I would just say we open a vote, and I'll leave it to you, Dr. Shockley, but I would just open a vote on each candidate in the order of when they were nominated, in chronological order from when they were nominated. So Dr. Woodward first, and then Josh, and then Kim.
Thank you. Dr. Woodward, your hand was up. Oh, we can't hear you, or I can't hear you.
I can't hear
Is
either.
this me?
No, I can't hear either.
Okay, she's gonna check her audio. While you're doing that, please let me know if there are other.
One,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, Dr. Shockley. I just one thought occurs. Is it one other way we could do this? Just to, I don't know if it'll be any, while Dr. Woodward figures out her audio. I don't know if it would be helpful at all. The other option is we could do voting via a form if there is. I don't know if Kelly, if you have the capability of like facilitating some kind of a vote via a form.
Yeah, so I started putting a form together just in case. So I have the 3 nominees for the public school teacher. What we could do at this point is if you want to move to the faculty position, it'll be 2 different questions.
Got
in
it.
the form.
Okay.
So the best thing to do would be now to nominate the faculty members, and then I can send it all at once as one ballot.
Okay, thank you. And Dr. Wood was asking about Zoom polling, which is what I was asking about, but I think that a form is still an electronic option for us, which is what I think that's the sentiment that I'm getting from the nonverbal responses here on Zoom. So thank you for that. Okay, so we're going to move to the faculty position while we're working on setting up the local public school teacher position. The floor is now open for faculty positions for the review board appointments.
I move to nominate Debbie Gartland for faculty representative.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been moved and seconded that Debbie Gartland name is included on the slate of nominees for the faculty position for the review board.
Does she have to accept the nomination first?
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. I'm acting like I don't do Robert rules every other day. Thank you for that. Dr. Gartland, do you accept the nomination? Oh, she's on mute. Dr. Gartland, can you hear us? Okay, we're gonna come back to Dr. Gartland. Are there other nominations? Okay. As she is our only nomination, um, let's we're gonna pause the nominations. Kelly, is the other form ready?
The form's ready.
Okay.
Can she
so
put her acceptance in the chat?
she could. Dr. Gartland, if you can hear us, you can put your acceptance in the chat. Otherwise, we can pause these nominations as she is our only nominee, go back to voting, and we can come back. Okay. Okay, she may have needed to step away. So I don't know if there's something called officially pausing nominations, but we're going to officially pause them if that's okay. And we're going to electronically vote as we are still under the same category on our agenda for the local public school teacher, and then we will come back and continue voting. So Kelly, if you can advise us with the form that you have organized, and thank you for that.
Yep, give me 1 minute.
And while Kelly's doing that, I would say worst case scenario with regard to Debbie's nomination, if we get to a point where we haven't heard anything, my understanding, and I could be wrong about this, but my understanding of Robert's rules of being not like
You don't have to accept.
Nomination in absentia, right? Like you could nominate her, elect her, and she has the right to decline the election or resign essentially if elected. So,
Correct.
you know, worst case
Yes.
we could just proceed and surprise her with this.
Yes. And yes, I don't want to speak for Dr. Gartland. But since she is on, and we are still under the agenda item of review board. I think we're still in order to vote for the local public school teacher, and then we'll come back, and we'll continue with the process for the faculty roles. Kelly has made the form available. So let's take a couple of minutes to vote on the local public school teacher. Is that the right title?
Actually, can you give me 1 second? I want to add a field for you to input your own names. Please give me 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's take a Zoom 1 minute Zoom break.
Kelly, when I tried it, it's not allowing me to select two.
No, you should only be able to select one, correct?
But I thought we were supposed to
No,
elect
yeah.
two for
Yeah.
the local.
I just voted, and before you said wait, and I already voted, so I was able to select two.
Is it
I
So-
believe.
I was
But
only
hold on.
able to-
So it shouldn't be choosing two of the three. And that's the concern. So it should the question really needs to be a yes or no on each candidate under Robert's rules. Because this isn't an election in that regard. It's a filling appointments for a subcommittee of the board. So instead
Well,
of it being
but a
instead of
yes
it
or
being
no-
So
a yes
it
or
would
no
be
for
a
each
yes or
candidate?
no on, for example, it would be a yes or no on Dr. Woodward, a yes or no on Josh, a yes or no on was it Kim, and then a yes or no on Debbie.
Sure. With that in mind, you could still get 3 yeses. So I think she's trying to organize it so that you don't get 3 yeses. Do you know what I mean?
No, but what I'm saying is if
You still have to do it that way, and we might. I got it now. Understood.
so if there's 3, yeah, ultimately what's going to happen is if everyone votes yes on everybody, we're going to be here for a while. It's
Sure. I'm just saying that is a great possibility to do it.
oh
that
yeah,
way.
no, that's not what I'm worried about the whole time.
Understood.
Yeah, Robert's
so how would you
rules.
like Kelly to organize the form? She's editing now. Right now we have the names, and we have 3 names and we can choose. Well, Joyce said she was able to choose more than one, and another person was only able to choose one. So what is your?
I was only able to choose one.
I've changed it. So Sean, can you take a look at the link now and see if this is gonna?
Yes.
Thank
Let me-
you, and we will hold.
Dr. Gartland is having audio issues.
That's
Yeah.
Kelly, that form is perfect.
So will the previous votes still stand, or should those people?
No, this is the I would use the form now to vote on each candidate.
Thank you. So please, on the Google Sheet, accept form starting at 10:09 a.m. Kelly, in terms of official record. All right, let's go.
What did I do?
Garima has a question about, and I know that, so I'm reading this because we're supposed to try not to use the chat. Are you voting yes for 2 people? So based on what Sean has articulated for us is that you're to vote in favor, yes or no on each candidate. I don't know that we're allowed to say that you should vote yes for 2 people. However, if you don't,
Yeah,
we will be here for a while, is what I have heard.
yeah, it's ultimately it's up to each member how they want to vote. We're simply asking a yes or no question on each candidate. what we're going to do is any candidate who has a majority in favor is going to be eligible to be put in, and we're going to start with the candidate with the most votes, fill the first spot, go down the list. If there's a tie, we'll revote. So if everyone votes yes on everybody, yes, we will be revoting.
We will be here too. Remember there was a question about the 11:30 p.m. and the original.
I'm just trying to make sure we stick to our 12:30 end time. That's all I'm trying to do here,
We
folks.
appreciate it for sure. Thank you.
Are we supposed to put our name in here after we vote?
Please do. Somebody who voted very quickly did not put their name in, and I'm not going to be able to count that. So if you've already voted, and I'm going to tell you who I have already. I have Dr. Allen's vote, Ms. Carpenter's vote, my vote, Dr. Bolson's vote, Dr. Bischoff's vote, Dr. Woodward's vote, Dr. Kirbeam's vote, Sandy's vote, Karen's vote, Dr. Shockley's vote, Dr. Dyson's vote, Garima, and Dr. Taylor. So if you voted, I didn't call your name.
Am I voting in the same Google thing that you just sent that I voted on?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, because I was waiting for another one to come through. My apologies. Okay.
Yes, she edited that one for
Okay,
us.
I got that, but I thought it was going to be a whole new form. Sorry.
Understood.
I'm on it right now.
If you
I
did
would-
a new form,
I was confused. I thought that was for write-ins.
got it. Can you please revote, Josh?
I did.
Got it. I got it. Okay.
Can somebody share a search term? I'm not seeing this form pop up in my email.
Oh, it's in the chat.
It's in the Zoom chat.
So sorry. Thank you.
Dr. Shockley, Dr. Gartland was having audio issues, so should she accept the nomination in the chat if she wants
fine.
to?
Yes, she could. We were going to move back to that. We were just giving people some time to vote, so we're going to move back to that.
I believe she did.
Yes, I believe that that's possible as well. So thank you, Dr. Taylor. So while people are finishing their votes, as Kelly will need time to tally the vote, and we will want to come back. And we are still under the same agenda line item. Let's shift, sorry for the roller coaster, back to the faculty position. There is space for one faculty position, and currently the nominations are still open because they're paused and not closed. And Dr. Gartland has been nominated for the faculty position category under the review board, or for the review board. And we have extended the courtesy to all other candidates for these roles to accept the nomination. We would like to extend that same courtesy to Dr. Gartland. So Dr. Gartland, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I do. Thanks.
All right. Okay. That's already been moved and seconded. And so we do have the nomination for the faculty position for the review board. Thank you, everybody.
So given there's only one nominee, is there a reason to use the form, or can we just
Voice vote or unanimous consent.
have to vote,
Yes.
or?
But just
I
a
believe that
simple voice vote or unanimous consent is fine.
I believe that can we accept it as under unanimous consent?
Yep.
All right. Okay. I'm seeing thumbs. All right. Okay. All right. So Kelly, are we about ready? All right. So we're going to hear from Kelly the results of our electronic vote for the school public educator, school teacher category for the review board. Kelly?
Yes. So Dr. Woodward had 16 yes votes and 2 no votes. Ms. Moore had 6 yes votes and 12 no votes. And Mr. Davidson had 15 yes votes and 3 no votes. So that means that Dr. Woodward and Mr. Davidson will sit on the review board.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So the review board, as I have it, includes Kelly Meadows as the superintendent representative. We have Nikki Woodward and Josh Davidson representing our local school teachers, and we have Debbie Gartland representing the faculty, completing the number that we needed for the board. Is that
And
accurate?
And Karen Yoho.
And Karen Yoho from Frederick County, the resident of Sean Fitzgerald County that he lives
Don't
in,
forget her.
representing representing our boards of education. All right, so that's our 5. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody for your time and enthusiasm, and thank you to everyone who nominated themselves or someone else for this important work. We really appreciate you. All right. So, moving along, we are going to go to the Comar 13A12 multiple amendments permission to adopt. You will have received that information electronically, and Kelly is going to walk us through this particular amendment, the multiple amendments. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of background, as a reminder, these regulations were in front of this board originally in February. And this board voted to publish for public comment several amendments that essentially allowed any specialist or any administrator, supervisor, licensure area applicant to qualify for the temporary professional credential if they are employed with a local education agency, non-public special education facility, or state-operated school. Only if the one exception to what they are missing for full licensure is that 3-semester-hour special education course. So we had done a lot of work with this. The board had considered several options, and we landed on extending the temporary professional license to these individuals. That went to the State Board of Education in March. And the State Board of Education was not comfortable with that much expansion of the temporary professional credential, and they amended the amendments. They modified the amendments to limit that temporary professional license to the school social worker specialist area for those school social workers who do not have the special education course, but have all other requirements. That new amendment came back to this board, and this board approved permission to publish just that area. And we did publish it in the Maryland Register, and we received one public comment, which Dr. Shockley had referenced at the beginning of the meeting. That comment came from the Maryland Association of Non-Public Special Education Facilities, MANSEF, and they support the amendment. We did not receive any further public comment. So at this point in time, I am asking this board to adopt those amendments. And again, what you will be adopting is to expand the issuance of the temporary professional license to school social workers who have met all of the criteria for licensure with the exception of the special education 3-credit course. And they can get that course through an accredited institution of higher education or through Maryland approved continuing professional development credits. Once this board takes action, if you do vote to adopt, it will go to the State Board of Education during their September meeting, and I am scheduled to present this to their policy committee next Thursday. So at this time, I will ask this board to adopt amendments to 13A120104 and 13A120402.
You needed a motion for both, or just our consent?
I think we did it as a package last time.
Okay, so move. This is Dr. Taylor.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, thank you. It has been moved and seconded that Comar 13A 1202 and 04 expanding issuance of licenses to social workers and the special education special education course requirement that we spent quite a bit of time on. Yes, so that has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, I see. Aye, I see. Actual hand. All right, thank you. Opposed as no. Any opposition? Any abstentions? All right, thank you. The motion is adopted. All right, thank you, everyone. We also have Clomar 13A 1206, disciplinary action. Kelly?
Thank you. Again, just a little bit of background. So originally this board voted in April, during your April meeting, to publish amendments to 13A-1206. This is the disciplinary action and denial chapter. This was specifically to change terminology. So we had heard from some of our local education agencies that using the word charge to refer to when there is cause for taking disciplinary action against a license was a bit confusing, and there was some misunderstanding that an individual actually had to be charged with a crime. And so there are several reasons why we would take action that have nothing to do with being charged or being convicted of a crime. So we did change all of the term charge to grounds throughout the chapter, which is why this is a multi-regulation amendment. And then we also took the opportunity to establish a definition for the word petition, which we often use, but it was not codified, and it refers to the recommendation itself to take disciplinary action. So when, for instance, a local education agency sends a recommendation to the state superintendent of schools, that's called the petition. So we did add that definition at the same time. So this board voted to publish these amendments. We did not receive any public comment. The state board did as well. We did not receive any public comment, positive or negative. And again, if this board chooses to adopt, we will bring this regulation to the state board again in September as well. So at this point in time, I will ask this board to adopt amendments to 13A-1206, disciplinary action and denial.
This is Dr. Woodward. Dr. Taylor seconds.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly seconded that this motion to request permission to adopt amendments to Clomar 13A 1206, recommending removing the term charge and replacing it with the term ground to describe a cause that may lead to disciplinary action or denial of a Maryland educator license, as well as establish a definition for petition, which refers to the recommendation to take disciplinary action made to the state superintendent of schools by an LEA, non-public school, or division of educator effectiveness. Is there any discussion? Okay. All right. Oh, somebody have? Okay, no, all right. If you're ready for the question, all those in favor, say aye, or you can use your Zoom hand or your actual hand.
Aye.
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 You opposed, saying no, or you can use your Zoom thumbs down. All right, any abstentions? All right, the motion is adopted. Thank you, everyone. All right, we are moving along today. Let's talk about our October agenda. If there are items that we would like to make sure to add for the October agenda. And just so you know, the October agenda is, the October date is October 9th. It is virtual, everybody. Okay, all right. I just paused to say that since we had had some drivers today, and just wanted to remind us that it is virtual. I see the thumbs up. Kelly, go ahead, please.
Just a reminder that the October meeting is the annual election of officers meeting. So I will carve out time for that piece.
All right, thank you. Other agenda items that we would like to have as a board? Okay. All right. All right. So that's it for the October agenda. You will, of course, receive those materials in advance for your review. And if you have items that you would like to see, you can certainly email Kelly, Darren, or myself. Okay. We are at the end of our agenda. Do we have a motion on the floor to adjourn?
So move.
Is there a
Second.
All right, thank you. Winona and Melissa, we appreciate your motion and your second to adjourn. We are supposed to say all in favor. We usually don't do this part because everybody, but all in favor of adjourning and having 2 hours back, unless you're new, because you're gonna do your orientation. Okay, we have a unanimous consent to adjourn the meeting at 10:27 a.m. All right. Happy September 11th, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can move for those taking the orientation. We can move straight to. I think it's an 11:30 meeting. But I think we can move straight into that Zoom meeting. So whoever's doing it, and I'll see you guys there.